Welcome.
Welcome, he says.
Welcome
to episode number...
Was it 42?
43, actually, is what it is right now.
42 plus 1.
Yeah, 43, actually. If you do the math, that's 43.
42. Okay.
So, wait. 41, 42,
43.
43. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes us right to now.
Pretty much how it
to
works.
this moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much how it works. So this is a special episode where we are going to talk about all the things that we love about this upcoming movie season, right?
Known as fall.
Known as fall.
You know,
Trailers.
usually when sitcoms have like a special episode, it's always like you find out somebody has some problem or there's a sickness or
Courtney gets her period.
Yeah.
Like a very special episode. Yeah.
Did you get your period, Ronald?
I did.
That's what makes this a special episode.
I'm going to shave your beard.
I look like Abu Nazir from Homeland.
That's why I mentioned that. I was hoping you'd go there. We just watched the trailer
I went to the barber. I said, give me the Osama bin Laden.
I thought you were going with like a voice there for a second. But no, that was just you.
That's me speaking to my barber. And my barber said,
so what's the special episode? We're talking about the fall, right?
We're looking to the future.
Yeah, we're looking into the future.
Into our crystal ball.
And we are going to talk about the trailers that we have seen.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good movies coming out this fall.
A lot of movies.
What seems to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to talk about movies we're looking forward to in this last couple months of the year. So
yeah, I mean, usually, I think historically, these last months of the year, you see a lot of like awards bait.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of the movies that we're going to be talking about in this episode, some of them are definitely going to be contenders hopefully this year we'll do the same thing we did last year with our Oscar episode. But I mean, they're going to be movies that we talk about again, and probably movies that we talk about on our best of year episode as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the big thing also, we just had our episode where we talked about the summer recap. You know,
The summer had a lot of expectations going in and maybe didn't quite meet what we were hoping for, but the fall, you know, these usually are the movies that they sort of held back from summer. So these are either movies that they think have a chance at some Oscars, or these are, you know, movies that might be a little bit more adult, a little bit more thoughtful. So yeah.
some quality here in this season.
Definitely. Yeah. So we're going to touch on those movies.
We're going to kind of think about it more chronologically, I think, for the most part. So we're going to kind of go through, you know, September, October, November, December, and just talk about the movies that, you know, like Ronald said, that we've seen trailers for, some that we haven't, but we know we really want to see based off of content, talent, you know, producers, directors, whatever it might be. So I'm going to just start it in September. We have a couple movies that we're going to be talking about, but the first one is going to be The Master. I know that, John, you're stoked beyond words for this movie. I mean, I feel like every time we talk about upcoming films, you kind of take lead on this.
Well, I just feel like with P.T. Anderson or Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't know what you're supposed. Isn't there another Paul Anderson that's like a bad director, and that's why we?
That's Paul. I think it's Paul W.S. Anderson.
Okay, so this is P.T. Anderson. Yeah. I just think with his movies, you have no idea exactly what you're going to get, and he's you know, coming off of such a strange but ultimately kind of triumphant movie like There Will Be Blood, which, you know, still seems to have just kind of increased his value and his reputation. I think it's like you can look at the trailers for this movie and see that they sort of know their audience is coming to see a P.T. Anderson movie, and they don't have to give away too much about the plot. They don't have to give away too much about exactly what you're going to see. It doesn't seem like it's an easy sell or a movie with a simple hook to it.
Yeah, I mean, but the hook kind of is. I mean, if there is one, just that a charismatic man is going to affect these people in ways that they never imagined, and it's Philip Seymour Hoffman
and Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, you have these two great actors that are capable of just doing amazing work, and seeing them bounce off of each other. Yeah, in a movie that looks like it's going to be a serious movie, a serious drama. I think that's just. There's a promise of quality there.
And Amy Adams as well, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Throw into that mix and quality all around. I think it's going to probably be like a pretty divisive film as well, though. I mean, because I know some of the stuff I read about it, a lot of talks about like how it's based on Scientology and you know, things like that. I mean, these charismatic figure that you talk about. Obviously we'll talk more about it when we see that, but I'm kind of curious to see how much that comes into play.
I mean, I find that those things are often simpler than people want to make them. I think that you can do a movie that uses the idea of like a charismatic cult leader that kind of refers to Scientology as kind of a theme. I think you can do that without necessarily making a movie about Scientology.
And that's what I hope it is.
And my impression is that people who are going to this for some kind of tell-all on Scientology will be disappointed.
Okay, good.
But I do think that there's a certain amount of curiosity we all have about how something like that gets started, and if this movie just approaches that idea of how not to overuse the word, but how a charismatic individual kind of builds this cult around himself, I think that is interesting and speaks to more than just any one religion.
Yeah, definitely. So that's one we're looking forward to. Steve,
the next one would be Looper.
This ain't no premium rush. I wanted to say that so bad.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Are you just joking?
No, I'm being serious.
He's not just joking. He's joking and being serious.
Oh my god, man, that was awesome. What just happened here?
I don't know what happened.
It was like we were playing volleyball, and like you bumped it, I set it, and you spiked it.
That should have been a commercial.
And I didn't even realize I was bumping it.
Looper
or spiking
coming
it.
to This Ain't No Premium Rush. You really saw that movie?
Premium Rush?
Yeah.
No, it was funny that you said it.
Just visual castration. That's what it looks like.
Okay, let's get back to Looper though.
Okay, Looper. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
What do you know about him?
Man, he is the Leonardo DiCaprio of 2012.
Yeah.
He is, right?
Or at least he's an actor that everybody's glad to see. For whatever reason, when he started popping up in these high-profile movies in recent years, people just were happy to see him and they like his work. And it's like at this point, he's in that sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Leonardo DiCaprio is just sitting in his house with his high heel disco boots, and
his French bulldog,
and he's stomping on the couch. Fuck your couch. Just very mad Joseph Gordon-Levitt right now.
Stole his thunder, didn't he?
He's just stealing his thunder, man.
He was the only one from Inception, not in Dark Knight Rises.
Right. He's like, what?
It's like, how come everybody else was but me?
It's like, I could have been Joker. I could have taken his role.
Well, Juno wasn't in it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Very true. Very true.
But yeah, I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he seems kind of... He seems like the one to beat right now because he seems like he's popping up in all these, he's getting all the good roles.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about Premium Rush being a good role, but
I haven't seen it.
But I was curious about it.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the thing about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, or I call it JGL, is that he goes across the genres.
Sorry.
He's in comedy, he's in romance, he's in drama, he's in action, and I think that he is able to capture all those things. And I mean, this is the third feature from Rian Johnson, who I was a big fan of Brick, and also I kind of like the Brothers Bloom. Didn't love it, but I liked.
That one kind of snuck past me, but I liked Brick, and I was curious about whatever he did.
Yeah, Brick was really good, and it's kind of cool to see him working with him again. And the scope of this film is so much bigger than any movie that Ryan's made before. And I think the idea of Joseph Gordon-Levitt being like a younger, Bruce Willis, and it's just the idea of this movie. The trailer is incredible, in my opinion. And, a lot of the marketing's kind of, I don't know that I really think the marketing's going down the right route, like the posters and everything, but I think the interest in the movie, for me, the idea of time travel, of oneself being sent back or sent forward or whichever way to off yourself, is incredible. And it's blowing my mind just talking about it. And I'm really curious because Ryan, he's been working on this film for a long time, and hopefully the detail and the script is there to really kind of take you on that journey without feeling like lost or cheated in either way.
Yeah.
But trailer looks awesome though.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are kind of like those are really the only two big ones in September that we're talking about. But as we get into October, we kind of start talking about some bigger films. The first one I'll mention is Argo, Ben Affleck's new film, which, director, star, Gone Baby Gone. Oh, no, he just directed Gone Baby Gone, right? He wasn't in that. His brother was, Casey.
Yeah, he wasn't in it.
So he directed that, Boston Set, The Town I loved. He was in that, directed it. I'm really curious to see what he does with this subject matter.
Yeah,
It's considered a period piece.
I liked The Town a lot. I think I preferred Gone Baby Gone to the Town, but either way, I think that there's no doubt that you got to take Ben Affleck seriously as a director.
Yeah.
That he's not doing, and even though he is starring in this, and you always, I don't know, it's always a little suspicious when an actor kind of stars in their own movie and they're kind of this cool guy. But I think that we know at this point that he kind of knows who he is, and he has a sort of sense of humor about himself. And so to me, this just looked like a maybe it was too good a role to pass up. But I'm more interested in the story and the tale that seems to be unfolding in that than any particular player in it. Like, it's one of those stories that no matter who was making it, no matter who was in it, you'd want to see that story unfold. It looks like it sounds like one of those. I think I heard a reference to the actual real story that it's based on, but I don't know any of the details about it. So
yeah, I mean, just from the trailer, a little bit of backstory. It's based off of I think 1979, there was a hostage crisis in Iran where they decided to make up this, or I think it was like an actor or a director that got involved to basically stage this whole way of rescuing these hostages. And Ben Affleck's character in the film, I think, is like an agent that's working with the CIA to make that. It's based off of real events. I mean, but when you talk about a story that's that cool and you want to know more about that, and that's enough to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have a really great cast. Ben Affleck's in it. Bryan Cranston's in it. Alan Arkin, John Goodman, Kyle Chandler, who I love from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, it's one of those trailers where every few shots somebody
you see someone
pops up and you go, "Oh, this looks incredible." Yeah.
I mean, Argo's out on the 12th of October, and that's definitely probably my most anticipated for the month. But close behind that would be Killing Them Softly.
Oh, absolutely.
Which
I just saw the trailer.
We just recently watched the trailer with you guys again.
That's first I'd seen the poster, but I didn't know anything about it. But that looks like
how awesome is that poster, by the way?
It's a really cool design.
Holy shit! It's so simple and minimal. Brad Pitt just chilling with a shotgun. Hell yeah!
And the one that's on Apple Trailers is just like a pair of glasses. And
I've
like
seen
an
that
American flag and
the American flag and
that's another one where the cast just keeps, like, throughout the trailer, you just keep getting more and more confident that this could be good. Like James Gandolfini, I love his. I mean, I think he's legitimately a great actor. I would love to see him do something that kind of erases our memory of Tony Soprano just a little bit. And I don't think he's quite had that role yet that makes you forget his main character. So I'm curious to see what he does in this, and always glad to see Ray Liotta
in
pop
his
up.
Same mob role.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting his ass kicked left and right in this one.
Yeah, that's a little different. He normally doesn't get his ass whipped a lot.
But no, it's one of those movies where I couldn't tell. I honestly couldn't. Like, I looked at the trailer and I thought, okay, I can't really tell what the hell's going on here, but it looks cool. So I'm in for it.
I'm excited. I mean, Andrew Dominic's third movie, the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, got great reviews.
Well, that was an artistically made film. So that's another thing that makes you think this movie might be made with a real eye for like gritty cinematography and interesting. Like, it looks like it's stylized, but it also looks like it's got sort of a, I don't know, almost like a 70s cop movie kind of feel to it. It's
dingy.
I'm all about that. I love that
jackets.
That
I like
feel.
That.
And Steve and I were also both nerding out about the Johnny Cash song in the trailer. That's
so
like one of those.
looks,
that's another thing just to kind of mention that we're almost reviewing these trailers as much as we are talking about the movies that they might be. And I think that this trailer really had a nice flow to it, and when that song kicks in, it just
sets the tempo, like the meter. Like I just kind of go along with the song, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so into it.
It's that can get you so jazzed about a movie sometimes. You don't even think about what role that's playing sometimes. And also sometimes the trailer turns out to have been the best thing about the movie. So.
Hopefully that isn't the case for this one.
Not as violent as that, hopefully, and it doesn't seem so from the trailer. Would be The Sessions.
Oh man,
which is another one you guys just checked out.
Yeah,
John Hawkes. I mean,
John Hawkes. Like, I loved him on Deadwood, and I couldn't wait to see him in more things, and and then he did Winter's Bone, which he basically kind of carried. Now he didn't. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence was great in that, but his role in Winter's Bone was one of those where you see an actor kind of overcome his type.
I'd say the same for Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I didn't see that one, but I'm glad you said it because I didn't want to have to say the name.
No, same. Yeah, same.
But it's like, sounded like a similar character.
Yeah, I mean, just as Jennifer Lawrence in her part of Winter's Bone. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen plays, I guess, a similar character, but his supporting role in the film is the backbone of it, in my opinion, and really kind of what sets that film up. And I mean, this is a film.
This looks like he's going to tug at your heartstrings like 97 times in this movie.
Yeah, and I mean, this is Helen Hunt.
I don't know why I picked 97. He's not going to quite do it 100 times, guys.
If it's not 97, I'm going to be pissed.
All right. Well, if it's closest without going over.
William H. Macy is also in this.
Yeah.
I love William H.
Solid movie. It actually won the audience award at Sundance this past year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of positive.
Well, he seems to have transformed his physicality so much too. It's like, it took me a second to recognize that was him because he's playing a guy who's confined to his bed basically, and he's got kind of a I guess, is he a quadriplegic in the movie? Is that the premise?
Looks like it, yeah.
Oh no, it's polio. I think they mentioned he suffers from polio. Yeah. So it's like, you know, his physical form is a little bit contorted, and it's kind of sunken chest. I mean, you definitely. The first time I saw the character, my first thought was, "Oh, who's that? Or who did they find that has this condition?" And then you look and you realize it's this act. I don't know. It's almost a parlor trick to kind of transform yourself physically for a role, but I love to see it done well. And with this guy, you know, this subject matter seems like it's
again a story that's so amazing. I mean, it's based on true events. I mean, that is amazing. Actually, a few years ago, I think mid '90s, there was a short documentary made about this subject matter that actually won the Academy Award for Best Short Form Doc. It just looks really solid film. And obviously, I mentioned Academy Awards. This is obviously a movie I think that's going after it in probably all the major categories.
Well, I feel like this might. I mean, if this doesn't get him a nod, then that'll be a strange thing because his star's been on the rise when it comes to that. I mean, he keeps getting recognized for turning in these really powerful performances.
Yeah.
All right, John. What's the next one in October?
Next one for October is. It's already controversial because people are already talking about, you know, even in this room, there may be differing opinions about whether this movie looks good or not. Right. But Cloud Atlas, the worrying sign to me is not that they released a 6-minute trailer. I don't mind that. Actually, I like when movies release an odd, you know, like a 2-minute clip or a scene from late in the movie or a whole sequence or whatever to kind of market them. So to me, a 6-minute trailer that doesn't really explain the plot too much doesn't bother me. What seems like a bad sign is that they also felt compelled to release this trailer for the trailer, where the Wachowski siblings and Tom Twyker, their co-director on this, talk about the movie, and they seem a little nervous about whether audiences are going to get it.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, with The Matrix, although that was a really complex idea, it at least had action to cover.
Well, there's a lot of movies that come out that are complex, though, where they don't release a trailer to explain. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
Like Tree of Life didn't come with a trailer to explain it.
Yeah, you mentioned Tree of Life before we recorded. Like, did they have a trailer for that trailer?
No.
If they did, would you have gone and see it?
Yeah, I think I would have.
Well, let's
at least been warned that this was going to be the crappiest of the crappy.
But my other concern when watching it was just, and I know Steve, you seem to agree with me when I mentioned this earlier, was that you watch the trailer and you can't see how the movie seems like you're like, what is the movie going to be 5 hours long? Because it seems like it contains so many different characters and so many different worlds. And I'm actually very curious to read the book, which is supposedly. Quite a fine novel. David Mitchell wrote it.
Right.
And I think it's one of those books that a lot of people viewed as kind of an unadaptable book because of how much it jumps forward and backwards through time and differing characters. I think that you know, that you can sort of understand that maybe the Wachowski brothers, the Wachowski siblings, I'm trying to be fair here, that they the Wachowskis. How about that?
I like that.
That the Wachowskis would seek out a work that would have like mind-bending qualities to it based on the reputation they might have from the Matrix.
It looks like it has a lot of.
I mean, visually it looks incredible. I mean, the scope is I'm always down for that. I mean, in terms of giving it a shot. But I mean, what I get from that trailer, even at 5 minutes, it still is very confusing as to what the hell's going on. And the fact that they have the filmmakers make another trailer to explain to me what's going on and how this film was made, and that they're blatantly, like, from their studio, they're concerned with trying to explain what this movie is. You know, that's really tough. To get me to want to see it if I don't know about the book or even the synopsis that I read. Like, if I go to the site and read the synopsis, it's the most generic synopsis probably for a movie I've read this year.
Yeah, it was like different people are linked through different events through time.
That's it. That's literally it. I mean, and that's
I think it's just
so
be
broad.
A very glorified love story. I think it's just going to be.
If I could feel this, you may be right, because the structure, it does suggest that there's a two people finding each other across time thing going on, and that might be something I'm not that excited to see. I don't know.
I also think it's like the idea, like, no matter the circumstances, I guess the idea is if some people are meant to be together, they'll find each other no matter what the circumstances.
What dimension or time.
And I guess that's what the whole...
We've never seen that story before.
Trailer for a trailer thing was... As weird as it was, they were trying to connect the words together the way these connections are supposed to be, which makes sense. I mean, but it is kind of hard.
I thought that was a really contrived device that made that thing awkward. But you saying that made me think okay, well, maybe that was intentional, maybe it was conceptual. I mean, think about the second two Matrix movies and that they tried to pile in all this kind of philosophy. Is this going to be one of those movies that's going to be well intended and probably really well made, but if you stand back and look at it, is it going to be a little contrived and a little obvious? I mean, I think that's the only thing I'm kind of afraid of, is that it's going to think it's being more profound than it's being. But I agree with you that visually, I'm in. It's like I want to see what the hell's going on, and I thought there were some sites in that trailer that just seemed like they were, a world I haven't seen before. So I'm on board.
I don't think that Sir Thomas Hanks would involve himself.
His involvement is one of the also most encouraging things for sure, and also seeing him in kind of a futuristic setting, and even Halle Berry, seeing her play that, like seeing them seeing actors like that in that kind of sci-fi part, because there is a part of the story that seems like it goes into deep sci-fi, and then there's other stuff. There's Tom Hanks also has some pretty suspiciously he looked pretty terrible facial hair in one character, so it looks like they each play
like from the 70s.
Yeah,
he's
got like a bald head, but a little bit of like mutton chops, but they're like 5 o'clock shadow mutton chops. We'll have to see. That might be in hour 6 of the movie.
Definitely promising.
And what's the date on that?
On out 10/26.
10/26.
End of the month. Perfect Halloween film.
I was going to mention.
Is it?
Could be. I don't know where that movie's going.
Just kind of shoot off some of these movies. Frankenweenie also in October. Paranormal 4.
I don't know why I'm not excited to see Frankenweenie.
Yeah, maybe because you saw it already, the short.
Well, but I mean, like maybe it's that the world. Like I think if you look at, I know this isn't even one we were going to talk about, so I'll just make one observation. And I'll jump off the horse, guys. We're doing great on time. I've been watching. But like you look at something like Paranorman, and then you look at something like Frankenweenie, and it's almost like the designs just aren't as attractive. The animation is not, like Tim Burton's work with Henry Selick was, I thought, really beautiful. Yeah. The movies Tim Burton has made by himself, like Corpse Bride, it's not quite the same. It's not the same quality as what Henry Selick, or I would say the people at Leica, like what they bring to it. That they have a little higher art form. So Frankenweenie looks like it's in that thread with Corpse Bride, where it might. I'm sure it'll be awesome in some ways, but
it's not easy on the eyes.
Yeah,
I definitely understand. What are some other ones in?
So are we in November now?
Yeah, we're going to November, Ronald.
Okay, so closer
on the bus,
right? So can I talk about somebody in November? John Hawkes also going to be in this movie. Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis
is also in this movie. Or is it Abraham Lincoln? I don't know.
From the picture, it looks like they got Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, they got him. He was available.
Right. This movie is jam packed full of people, and it's making me uncomfortable.
What, Lincoln?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Jared Harris from Mad Men.
Yeah, Sally Fields. David Strathairn, who I absolutely love. Lee Pace from Pushing Daisies, great TV show I used to watch.
Yeah, Pushing Daisies was
Jackie Earle Haley. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of people with Spielberg.
Wow.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, it's so maybe
Oscar Bate, hello.
Is that the fear though? I mean, if anything, do you fear this might be? I mean, Spielberg has definitely got different modes, and I always am. I'm always going to check out a Spielberg movie. I know that a lot of people, it's kind of fashionable to beat up on him and such, but because he can make some kind of corny stuff, and even some of his better movies will have moments or like the third act aren't always that solid. But I mean, is there any concern that this might be kind of a sappy movie, or do we feel like the subject matter and the acting talent involved is enough to kind of counteract that?
I'd go with the latter.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know. I mean,
I'm only speaking almost as a devil's advocate because I really am excited to see
Absolutely.
this.
I feel like I always give benefit of the doubt to Spielberg. Like he is probably my favorite director overall throughout my whole life. I mean, he's the reason I got into movies when I was a little kid. Yeah. But I mean, the subject matter, I love history, American history. Abraham Lincoln is an amazing subject to.
This one's been in development for a long time.
Too. Right. And
they lost Liam Neeson as the lead.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this movie. I think the subject matter, the cast, I don't know. I just think it's going to be a solid film. I mean,
it looks solid.
More will be known when we see a trailer, and we'll probably have a little more answers in terms of
like what's the scope of it? Like, what's the
where are we in his life, or what's happening, or what's the tone of it?
Yeah. I personally don't see Daniel Day-Lewis signing on to something.
That's the other piece
that would be cheesy.
And I think way.
That's the way I was kind of framing it in my mind. Was is this going to feel like a Daniel Day-Lewis movie, or is this going to feel like a familiar form of a Spielberg movie?
Sure.
Because I mean, the one thing about it being a Spielberg movie that is solid is that there's going to be like achievement of the scenery and the environment and everything. It's gonna
itself.
like the production value will be high. And I think that if the script is good,
it's
it's hard to imagine Daniel Day-Lewis not doing something amazing in this role.
He doesn't slack. I think that's one thing. He doesn't phone it in. He's fully committed to being amazing in a movie, so I wouldn't expect any less.
2 other movies actually that come out at the beginning of that month. Lincoln's supposed to hit its wider release on the 16th of November.
Okay.
But on the 2nd, we have 2 films. You wanted to talk about Flight.
Yeah, Flight, the newest offering from Mr. Denzel Washington.
Or from Robert Zemeckis, right?
I'd say Robert Zemeckis, yeah.
And I would also say it's more one more.
Is it really his movie?
One more
Denzel
entry, and
Washington
Robert Zemeckis tells you the story of the whole movie in the trailer because he thinks that's what audiences want. That's my only complaint.
That's
that
legit.
I found that I even though I think the twist of that is like worth getting to in the trailer, I did feel like it was kind of ruined for me. You know what I mean? It's almost hard not to sort of feel like you know what the arc of that movie is.
Yeah, it looks solid. I mean, Don Cheadle, Denzel Washington together in a movie.
Yeah, John Goodman again.
Last time they were in a movie together, guess what? Guess what movie?
Devil in a Blue Dress.
Yeah. Oh man. That's a
really good movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
And that was like the first time I remember seeing Don Cheadle. Was Mouse? Was that the name of his character?
He was a psycho.
It was great though.
Yeah, great movie.
I'm surprised there weren't more. You know, that seemed like it was trying to be a series.
Yeah, and that should have been more.
No interest in Flight for me, guys. Check it out on that one.
All right.
Yeah,
like Zemeckis, nothing with the trailer gets me excited.
Oh, what a dick.
Sorry, dude.
What a dick.
But the other movie coming out in the 2nd gets me very excited. And that's Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. It could be a porn movie or also an animated movie.
A 3D Disney film.
Or a 3D Disney
with
movie.
John C. Reilly, Sarah Silverman.
And like terrific
Jack
sounding
Brer,
voice cast,
Jane Lynch,
some
other people that are really funny people.
And it looks like, we were talking last time about kind of Pixar's legacy. This movie really feels like a kind of a Pixar-styled movie in the sense that it sounds like an idea that's got, like, it's just like, what do your toys do when you leave the room? It's like such a simple concept. What do the characters in video games do? It's very much like a Toy Story for video games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that for that reason, it's like I can imagine that there's a ton of humor that's going to come from that, a ton of great characters. And it looks like it's got a nostalgic look at video games mixed with
modern.
I love the sort of support group of all the video game villains that don't want to be. I mean, it just seems like it's shot full of cleverness, and I expect it to really be.
And I think a lot of that comes
from
Rich Moore, who was a showrunner on The Simpsons and Futurama. So a lot of that type of humor, you can catch some of it in the trailer while it's brief. But I mean, I feel like in the film as it plays out, that'll be brought to the table.
No, it definitely looks like a fun film.
Wreck-It Ralph.
And I always look forward to anything that looks like, oh, I know Henry, my son, is going to want to see that, and I actually won't mind,
Right. And it looks like one of those movies. Immediately after I saw that, I was like, man, I'll buy that. I'll buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
They've got you.
They got me already.
It looks great, man. Every movie I've seen that it's been attached to as a trailer, like no matter what audience I was with,
true.
It plays incredible.
Yeah.
Like every audience, like parents, kids, teen, whatever, everybody's into it, which is like the general consensus when you say a Pixar film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got that edge to it, and I mean, it looks awesome.
Definitely.
The week after that is the new Bond film, Skyfall. 23rd Bond film, Sam Mendes.
Yeah. It looks good. I mean, it looks legitimately.
I think it looks amazing.
It looks legitimately.
I don't want to jinx it, but holy shit.
Well, I think it's. I think Roger Deakins was the director of photography on it. That's the guy who normally works with the Coen brothers, and he's kind of known for just his. Well, he works with the Coen brothers. Those guys are strong visual stylists. Mm-hmm. That movie's gonna have a strong visual sense. It looks just really lush and colorful, and it looks like maybe they're inching a little bit closer to the kind of fun, actiony sort of Bond, even though it looks like it's still in that thread with the Daniel Craig character where he's a little bit tougher and a little bit more of a brawler, but I just feel like this looks more, I don't know, somehow this feels like a Bond film.
There's more like art in it. Like there's scenes where he's just standing there while it's panning around. They didn't really do that a lot. I feel like it was just like running in action and stuff like that. And this feels, like you said, like this feels very like a throwback.
Yeah. To like a big, I don't know, just like, again, it's one of those movies where you look at it and you instantly go, okay, I can see the money on the screen, even just from the imagery that
it's so sharp. It's one of the sharpest richest.
And what have you guys thought about Daniel Craig's
I was going to say,
series?
I love Daniel Craig as Bond.
Yeah.
I've actually, from the first one he's been in.
So did you guys enjoy Quantum of Solace?
I did.
I did too.
Okay. I did, man.
Okay. I feel like that's one of those movies, again, that people, I don't understand where the attitude that it just sucks that a lot of people seem to have. I don't understand where that comes from. But
I don't know. It's just different. It's a different kind of Bond, and people just, I don't know.
But I mean, so to me, this seems like the fulfillment of just continuing to show, fulfill that promise of Daniel Craig in that role. Like, I'm gonna hope I don't know if he's only going to do 3 or if he's going to do a couple more. But
I think he's going for the 4th one or a 4th one.
So.
I think he's great as Bond.
I think so too.
He's gritty. He's he's a little more rough.
I like gritty Bond. I like gritty Bond punching people in the face.
But they've started to thread in those little bits of humor. I mean, I feel like the Bond movies do need that tiny little thread, not like of silly campiness. Like I don't want to see the Roger Moore days come back necessarily.
Right.
But I do like that idea. Like in Quantum of Solace, I felt like there were a couple more moments where he kind of cracks a joke. It's not like a Schwarzenegger line or anything, but I think that we have every reason to expect this movie to be, extremely watchable.
Cool.
And who's the villain in it?
Javier Bardem.
And they were pretty much been hiding him in the
Nothing.
promotional material.
Yeah.
So that's.
I mean, does he show up in the trailer?
No.
He doesn't even pop up. I
No,
don't think.
I think they
I saw a still of him, like a production still.
Yeah, I've just seen him in like production stills. In I haven't heard his accent.
Yeah.
He looks weird.
With like the
his
bleached
hair
blonde
looks very
hair.
strange. I can't wait to hear what he sounds like.
Well, that just makes me think we're going to get another crazy Bond villain, like a
Right.
sort of high concept villain. And I
Come
think
on,
that's.
He was great in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
So if he's anywhere near that, I'll love it. So
Moving to December,
oh man,
The chilliest month.
the big guns come out. I guess I don't know. That's what
bunch
I heard.
of
I don't know. I just felt like it sounded
that's what they
appropriate.
say.
Well, I do feel like December is pretty bloated with like big movies, and
Right.
and it's that kind of thing where you sense that these are movies that they are it's with that Christmas Day or that release around Christmas Day that's become as big as like Memorial Day or
Right.
How
4th of
arrogant
July.
are you to release something on Christmas Day?
Everybody's off.
All right,
People
I
are
know,
tired of hanging out with their families.
So weird. Like
Let's
I'm
go
gonna
catch it at the
Yeah.
release it on
cinema.
Christmas Day.
Yep. It's also almost like if you're a film buff, that means you got to go to the damn theater on Christmas Day. If,
Right.
it's like I don't want to deal with the crowds. I don't want to go to the theater on Christmas Day,
right.
but I will to see. I guess what is it that comes out on Christmas? Is it Django Unchained?
Django, yeah.
Oh,
Which you'll know
I'll
you're
go.
going on Christmas
Oh,
Day.
hell
to see
yeah,
that,
I'll
right?
go on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about Django since we just
Yeah, I'm excited to see this movie. I think it looks great.
That's all that I have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean-
Tarantino, Christoph Waltz, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx. I like Jamie Foxx.
Leonardo DiCaprio, I have a feeling that he.
So did he get off the couch at this point?
He did. He's going to have so many racist zingers throughout this movie.
Yeah, he looks like he's having
going
a-
to say ridiculous.
It looks like he's having a
Chewing
ball
it
too.
up.
Yeah.
The part where he like turns around, he's like,
Well, he
"That's
is a
really-"
rambunctious sort, isn't he?
That part looks. He's going to say things like that all.
And he's like got that kind of yeah. No, he looks great, and I love this. Christoph Waltz looks like he's going to be great in that role. Like the kind of bounty hunter, and I think
Yeah.
I think as much as like Tarantino's boldness with dealing with this subject matter in this way. Like I remember when Inglourious Bastards was came when I was watching that, and I was just thinking, how far is he going to go? And,
Yeah,
and it's
and
like, and he rewrote history to the extent that we get to see one of our Jewish heroes basically shoot Hitler in the face multiple times.
Right.
I feel like taking that same attitude towards the story of slavery in the South is going to. I mean, again, I'm sure there's some people that are going to find it offensive and inappropriate, but I think it's going to be an exhilarating experience to see this form of comeuppance. Because I mean, even in the trailer, you get the image of the cotton with the blood spraying on it,
Yep.
Yeah.
and even just the tagline "This Christmas, Django's off the chain."
Yeah.
It's just like sort of they're having fun with subject matter that filmmakers don't normally try to have fun with.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to make. I'm sure there's going to be a very serious backbone to some of that stuff in the movie. But I think that what Tarantino does is sort of, flip a big middle finger to the notion of like what you can do in a movie sometimes.
Definitely. I think that people aren't used to seeing generationally that sort of revenge sort of movie that used to exist in blaxploitation films
You're
all
right.
the time. Like they're not. I mean, I talk to people all the time that just have not seen a lot of those like revenge films. Like they're very, very interesting. It's kind of harsh.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, I guess the idea is like people are treated really badly, and sometimes you got to highlight it.
And sometimes you got to sort of say, wouldn't it be cool if? I mean, I think that maybe that's the thing
sensationalize it a little bit.
That can again, that's where he's treading on dangerous ground, and it's like, and you can make the argument that you shouldn't be doing that. But I think I'm not even, if I sound like I'm just high on the fumes of Tarantino's genius, I'm not. I mean, I've liked all of his movies. I haven't loved all of his movies. I haven't thought that he's never made a bad step.
Spike Lee's going to say something about this.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
he's probably already writing it.
It's like,
but I mean, so to me, the fact, but I think coming off of Inglourious Bastards, which to me, it just struck me as a really confident movie. It just reminded me that okay, now that he's done with Kill Bill, which seems like it took a long time to happen.
Yeah.
I think if he's in this vein of making a kind of a gritty, dirty movie that's gonna, every couple of years he's gonna put out something that's gonna that's gonna get you excited to see something that you could only see from him. I think that's
he's doing his job, definitely.
Also, we have The Hobbit.
Yep.
An Unexpected Journey.
Yeah.
December 14th. Peter Jackson. The first of now 3. It was 2. Now it's 3. So now you got this year. Second one's in December of 2013 and mid 2014 for the third one.
That's really cool that they're
marathon
at that rate. And I think
so. What do you guys think of it being a trilogy?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a little maybe like milking it too much. Personally, I mean,
frankly, there is a lot of material. Like what they're talking about doing though is not taking the book The Hobbit and turning it into 3 movies. What they're doing is creating threads that will connect The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings. So it's not quite like they're taking a children's book that's
fine by
long.
me then.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that as
what they're doing is taking a lot of material that wasn't used from Lord of the Rings that's like in the appendixes or the appendices of that, and it's just storytelling that events you wouldn't get to see otherwise, because the general opinion is that the Tolkien estate they're not gonna let any more movies be made, at least not by this. By this company, like apparently Christopher Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien's son, who controls all that, doesn't like the Hobbit movies that have come out already. So he's like kind of jealously guarding the remainder of the stuff. So the fact that they were able to kind of take the material they already had the rights to and say, hey, we can get more out of it. I agree with you that it sounds like they could be milking it, but at this point, I think Peter Jackson has yet to make a bad Hobbit movie. So I'm on board.
You can't give him the benefit,
right? I mean,
honestly, I feel like the trailer. I don't get too excited about the trailer.
It is bland.
I think it's a pretty boring trailer. A little too lighthearted.
Shit.
I mean, I don't know that there's a little more of that in probably that first Hobbit film, and I expect that from reading the book when I was younger and also seeing the older film from the '70s, late '70s.
I think so. The animated.
Yeah.
My dad.
But I guess I expected a little bit, but there's nothing in the trailer really, and maybe the trailer came out before a lot of this. It was in post-production. Maybe some new awesome trailer will come out shortly. But yeah, nothing blew me away. I mean, obviously the set, the production design, it's all incredible as it always has been. Yeah. With anything he does, especially the Lord of the Ring films. But I mean, just on principle, I'm beyond excited to see.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think the trailer was more effective on me than it was on you, but I agree that at this point they haven't really shown any imagery except for elves and dwarves and guys just kind of hanging around. So I have a feeling there'll be a lot more materials coming out that will show more, more battles and more crazy creatures and stuff. But I agree that it's one of those where the trailer just all it really does is kind of sell you on the idea that there's this movie coming. It doesn't really, it doesn't do anything to necessarily make someone who didn't like the previous trilogy say, "Oh, I got to see this."
Sure.
If you hated Hobbits before, you're not
stay away.
Yeah, you stay away.
Let's see. Later that week, the 19th of December, there's Catherine Bigelow's new film, Zero Dark 30, which, admittedly, I knew like very, very little about. Trailer came out a couple weeks ago. Watched the trailer after seeing it on a couple different sites, and it's probably beyond these franchises that I've already been aware of, like Bond and The Hobbit. It's probably one of my most anticipated of the fall, just because of the company involved. The subject matter, I mean, for those of you not familiar with the movie, because it is kind of just now kind of coming out in terms of what it's about. It's basically us, following the capture, assassination, tracking findings of Osama bin Laden. And Jessica Chastain is in it, Mark Strong, Chris Pratt, comedian in a serious film, and Joel Edgerton, who I'm a huge fan of from, people may know him from Warrior. Just a really great actor. But
No, that's such a compelling story. I mean,
again, we talk about like the Lincoln. Whoever you have in it, you'd still want to see it, especially when you have like a filmmaker, screenwriters, Mark Bowl, who did The Hurt Locker with Catherine Bigelow. So obviously this is a film that time of year is coming out. Obviously Oscar in mind, but the quality is definitely. I have no doubt this movie is going to be incredible. I don't know. I'd put my money on one film is going to be great in December. It's probably that. There's super hush-hush about a lot of the movie, like the interviews I've seen with Jessica Chastain. She's been doing press for Lawless, the film that's coming out, or that came out at the end of August, but people asking her about this movie, saying nothing about it. I mean, just they want it hush-hush, just that moment of in the theater. Hopefully they don't give too much. Obviously, they're not giving things away, but just the filmmaking and the actual story and where they go with it. It looks incredible to me.
We're also seeing what Catherine Bigelow has done with this type of material before. Sure. It seems like she's, not straying too far from like what she kind of hung her hat on with Hurt Locker, which is like, again, it's recent history. It's newsworthy. It's a story that we all heard, but we may have wondered kind of what really happened there. Yeah, it sounds like it could be a really cool, like both a good action movie and something you kind of need to see.
Absolutely.
And I think that only leaves one other movie that we really were talking about for December, which is This Is 40.
This is 40.
The unofficial sort of kind of sequel to Knocked Up.
This movie looks really close to home with a lot of the kind of comedy. I mean, I definitely I won't reveal too much, but I'm pushing towards that number. And my wife and I, when we saw this trailer, it was like we started kind of chuckling at it and kind of looking at each other, and there was this kind of feeling we had of like, who hid the microphone and the cameras in our house. I mean, just some of the kind of themes about like keeping love going and keeping a marriage going in the face of all the everything that happens in your career and in your life and with kids and stuff. It seems like I feel like this looks like Judd Apatow on a good subject matter for him.
Oh yeah,
and his movies.
And I think that's where a lot of his power. I mean, a lot of his films I really like. There is that element of like really straight out comedy, but there are really tender human elements in the films, and I think that's a big strength of his in most cases. I mean, he wrote and directed this film, so Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd, who's amazing. It just is a great trailer.
Yeah, it's funny, and it looks
really,
like
really solid trailer.
It looks like you're going to like the characters, and you're not. It doesn't look like there's a bad guy, but it does look like there's room for there to be kind of trouble and strife. And I don't know. I think that's
yeah. And I mean, if you've seen Knocked Up, you kind of already like these characters a little bit. So going in and let's step to the side of that Knocked Up world and follow these guys. It's kind of cool to kind of have that going in the same universe, but being able to see how they're dealing with the.
And I think also who knows if it turns out to be this way, but I think to see someone deal with deal with a relationship that's not built around people, like we were saying before, not built around people finding each other. It's not built around falling in love and finding the one. It's not built around this torrid affair. It looks like it's built around just people that are trying to keep all the plates spinning as life goes on. And that's
definitely. Judd can do no wrong to me. So I mean, Funny People wasn't as great as some of his other stuff, but
it had great moments though.
Yeah, I mean, it was just too long for me.
It was almost like two movies grafted onto each other. Why don't we get into that topic now? No, but I think I don't know if he's a little hit or miss for me in general, but he's another one of those directors that I'm always interested to see. Like, I guess maybe his movies that he produces or co-writes, I don't always feel obligated to check out, but when he's directing and writing,
that's the key. I think I'm definitely. That's the situation. I find myself more like I have to see it, or I will definitely see it, as opposed to he has just like a producer tag on it or whatever. Because that's just like I don't know. I hate that shit when they just like throw somebody's name on there sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he showed up for a day on set and said I like that, and then let's produce it by him, and people will see it. But I mean that's a lot of films this fall that we're looking forward to. I mean, I know when we do the previews, we mention tons of movies and. We try to see them all. I mean, sometimes we can't, but I mean, I know personally there's a lot of films that we just talked about that I have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the season that when it comes to the award season, which is like Christmas to me, around the Oscars, like I am a dork about that stuff, like all the Oscar watch sites and everything. You need to see these movies. We will absolutely see these movies, I know. And hopefully, you will too. And I mean, as they come out, we'll do some feature episodes on them and kind of talk into them a little more depth. But a lot of great films to see all across the genres, time periods.
Yeah.
Cloud Atlas.
That's one movie that touches on like 10 time periods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All inclusive.
Yeah. But I don't know, tons of options for you guys. So hopefully, you can seek them out in the theaters. We'll post some more information on the release dates and a lot of the films that we highlighted on the Schmovie.net site. As always, you can go there for reviews, in between the podcasts. We post trailers, news items. You can always email us, movieschmovie@gmail.com. We're always trying to figure out new, fun things to do instead of just doing the same old thing over and over again. So please shoot us some suggestions.
Yes.
iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, download it, do whatever you need to do. I mean, the cool thing about it is that there's so many ways to listen through iTunes. You can do it on your, iOS devices if you have the podcast app. You can download them and sync them, whatever you want to do. Or just stream it. You don't even have to subscribe. Just listen to us. And if you listen, please rate it or leave a comment. Do something with it.
Yep.
And Ronald takes care of the Mixcloud account, so he'll post the podcast up there as always, and you can subscribe to that as well.
Don't be a stick in the mud. If you're gonna listen to it, rate it. Don't be a dick and just listen to it and then email us a comment. We don't care about that.
So you heard that right.
It.
If you're listening to this right now and you haven't rated us,
right?
Ronald's calling you a dick.
You're a dick.
And I'm not even saying I disagree with that.
It's like going to a restaurant. You're walking out. You say, "Have a nice day." You don't tip, and then you take 50 mints, and then you give it to your girlfriend to put it in her purse. And then as you're driving away, you're like, "These mints are really good. I'm never tipping them."
I would say that just not leaving a tip analogy. You could have kept.
You could have stopped there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Took it next step.
Yep.
You're always there for that next step. I like that about you.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my second most favorite thing about you.
Yep.
That's about it for this episode. As always, you've made our day. Take care.
Bye.